Hello, we are Buffalo's Consulting, and we want to take a moment to thank you all for being here. My name is Oliver, this is my partner James, Ellie, Divium. Paola Chavez is unable to join us today, so let's get to it. Phillips 66 has 3 core values: safety, honor, and commitment. Our mission today is to effectively communicate the values that Phillips 66 has to offer to college students so that they can discover who they can be in Phillips 66. Our challenge is to find the best method for recruiting college students to participate in their internship and job opportunities that Phillips 66 has to offer. Our target will be college students in the ages from 19 through 22 who are currently sophomores, juniors, and seniors at one of the Phillips 66 partnering colleges. An important survey conducted by Deloitte, the top 30 companies that millennials prefer to work at tended to be technology-based. Not one of these companies was an oil or industry company. That means that our mission today is to effectively communicate to college students the benefits that Phillips 66 has to offer. I would like to introduce Divium, who will speak about the hypothesis towards our challenge.
Thank you, Oliver. So in order to tackle this challenge, we honed in on 2 main marketing campaigns. One of them was focused on accessibility, and the second one was focused on networking. Now, the reason why we chose accessibility was because, according to a survey done by CrowdTab, an average of 17.8 hours a day are spent by millennials on their social media and online websites. That's huge. We can take advantage of this online marketing campaign to have a greater reach and access to our target market. But on the other hand, Phillips 66 has told us that the most effective way in recruiting interns who are very passionate about the job is through face-to-face events and corporate events such as job fairs. Now, in order to test between which of these 2 campaigns would be the best, we conducted a survey in which students at CU, sophomores, juniors, and seniors answered this was one of the questions that we asked, which was, where do college students get their information from about these internship opportunities? Most of these students said that they get them from job fairs. But as you can notice, online websites and social media are the least place where these students get their information. Thus, we should focus more on a networking campaign, since these students will be learning much more information through these job fairs, and will be gaining a sense of the corporate culture at Phillips 66. And another question we asked was, what do these millennials really want from a corporation the most? And the 2 most common answers were a sense of purpose and a great corporate culture. Now, these 2 entities are very qualitative, meaning that we can't really market them online in a very accurate way. Instead, being in a networking event, these 2 ideas can be conveyed in a much more clear sense in a much more ideal way. So students will be able to get a feel of the corporation, such as Phillips 66. Now I'll hand it over to Ellie, who will discuss the details in further detail.
Thank you, Divium. So I'd like to address social responsibility on this graph. We were actually quite surprised to find that social responsibility is ranked as the lowest priority amongst the millennials that we surveyed. So we're focused on addressing other priorities. Now that leads me to one of our main competitors, Chevron. This is Chevron's homepage. If you look at it, it's targeting corporate responsibility right off the bat. Now, this may be appealing to consumers, but in targeting interns and future employees, we think that a different strategy would work best. So that brings me to our next slide. This is the survey that we conducted that really carries through our key point. Would millennials be willing to work for an industry that they don't necessarily like or feel very passionate about if the job benefits and wages were very good and positive? The answer is yes. Millennials are willing to work for a company that has great benefits, and that's why I'm going to hand the floor over to Jimmy to discuss networking. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. I'd just like to reference Oliver's noted survey by Deloitte. We see companies like Google, like Microsoft, take the crown for these most desirable companies. In reality, Phillips 66 is not that different from Google. Phillips 66 has a fun work environment, has inclusive and open door policies. the difference between a company like Google and a company like Phillips 66 is that millennials don't know about Phillips 66, and that's what we're going to change. So through intimate, close, and purposeful interactions with potential employees that we get in event-driven networking, we're going to see our returns on investment, our qualitative returns on investment skyrocket. So now you guys are probably concerned about the actual cost, the nitty-gritty details. We're looking to spend $500 at 31 of our 32 partnership institutions. That's where the 15.5 number comes from. So here that's going to get our foot in the door. That's going to get Phillips 66 speaking with potential employees. We're looking to spend $5,000, however, at the University of Colorado Boulder. You see great engineering and business institutions here, which is exactly what we're going for. So here, it is important to note, however, that you can't calculate a revenue with campaigns such as this. It's simply impossible. That said, we're going to be seeing an ROI of enhanced brand image. People are going to be seeing our logo. We're going to be interacting with people, with potential employees on an intimate and close and effective level. They get out of their dorm room and they want to see and they want to talk to us. And that's why we go with networking. So with that, I'm going to allow Oliver to bring it full circle. Thank you.
Thank you, James. In conclusion, college students may not be passionate to pursue a career in the oil or energy industry, but Phillips 66 can change that. Therefore, the best method for pursuing this challenge is through the in-person networking via job fairs. Because when college students want to apply for a company, they're looking for two key benefits. Number one, corporate culture, and number two, a sense of purpose. So we propose to you, who will you be in Phillips 66? Thank you. We open up the floor for any questions.
Thank you.